Hello and welcome. We are live. We are good to go. We're going to do a quick few tests as we wait for some folks to come on in a moment. So let's just give a second, check out technology. I'm going to be checking my phone, make one final quick post here, real quick. So feel free to introduce yourself if you're already on. Okay, let's see here. Alrighty, voila. I think we are just about set. Give me one quick second. Log into our studio. I trust you've been having an awesome week. And if not, of course, always on Thursdays we say, hey, the weekend is right around the corner. So the weekend is about to begin. So have no fear on that. Okay. And this is a very big weekend for several reasons, of course. One being we are now in the last quarter of the year. Okay. This is going to be the last weekend of September. And that means that's the end of the third quarter, and we are going into the fourth quarter. So we have some things to discuss there, as usual, for our community, because we are very cognizant of time and very cognizant of the fact that we need to be making the largest impacts possible. So we're going to be challenging each other on that aspect today. Where are you on your goals? Where are you on the things that you set out to do in 2019? And if you're not where you want to be, then hey, we still got 3 months to go. So it's never too late. It's never too late. I'm just going to check on my phone here real quick. And if I can hear myself, see myself good, then we will begin. Open here, reconnect. Okay, I think we're good. Check my audio. All right, I'm here myself. Good to go. Alrighty, so welcome to another Monetize Your Skills slash Strategic Secrets University weekly webinar. We do these on Thursdays, live webinar coaching and training, where we help our community of entrepreneurs, professionals, ministry leaders, and success-minded individuals to be able to do several things. One is to take your education, expertise, and experiences and package them into products, programs, and services so you can do these things. Number one, fund your dream, sustain your mission, message, or cause, and make a lasting impact. We believe that God has given each and every one of us gifts and talents, and that if we use these gifts and talents in a strategic way, then we can multiply our impacts. And that's one of the things that you're going to be able to see on today. We're going to be able to take that expertise, show you from using a book, because that's what it's all about today. Okay, we've talked about that. We've done a whole gamut of training and coaching. We have also Book to Business Bootcamp on our Strategic Secrets University. So this is nothing new. But what we want to do is we want to show you exactly how to get more speaking engagement, how to get more coaching clients, how to be able to make a lasting impact, how to be able to touch more lives with your message through the written word. So again, let me introduce myself. My name is Chance, U.S. Navy veteran, #1 best-selling author, minister, and implementation strategist. I help professionals, entrepreneurs, and ministry leaders to be able to take their gifts and talents and monetize it into products, programs, and services. By doing that, we believe that you can make a lasting impact, fund your dreams, and sustain your God-given mission, message, or cause, whether that be through the avenue of work, business, ministry. It all is on the same level because we are making an impact. So we want to make eternal impact, we want to bless as many people's lives as possible. And we are using this platform, using our leverage and our community, especially in the digital age, to use technology in such a way where you are no longer limited nor confined to your local area, to your local city, to your local county, to your local state, and even in your own country. You can go abroad because now we are actually in a global economy. And so by taking our knowledge, our education, expertise, and experiences and leveraging them into tools, like we said, products, programs, services, books, courses, anything along these lines, membership sites, all of those, you can now get it out to the masses and impact as many lives as possible. So you're in the right place. Okay, if you just joined in again, this is Chance, US Navy veteran, #1 best-selling author, implementation strategist, and I'm the founder of Strategic Secrets University and Monetize Your Skills Academy, where we help professionals, entrepreneurs, ministry leaders to be able to take their gifts and talents and put them into products, programs, and services, because we know that this day and age, you can make a lasting impact. You can fund your dreams and you can sustain your mission, message, or cause, because today's technology allows us to do just that. So I'm going to share with you one strategy for today, because we want you to do as many things as possible to get your message out there. Let me check and see what we got going on here. Give me one just second. Janet, welcome. Dr. Cooper, welcome. We have some other folks checking in there. Awesome, awesome. So speaking is one of the most lucrative ways of getting your message out there and touching as many lives as fast as possible. Speaking is the gift of taking what is up here, what is in here, in your heart, in your mind, and being able to impact lives in such a way. I mean, we've all been impacted through the word, written word, and the spoken word, but we want to put them together. All right. Most of you who are faith-based people, you go to church every single week. That's an opportunity to be impacted by both the written and the spoken word. If you go to seminars and live workshops and conferences, you're going to hear keynote speakers. You go to workshops to learn about training and whatnot, different subject or topics that is of interest to you. You will see in action speaking. Already? Now, all of us at some point or other has been impacted, because again, even as growing up as children, we start out going to what? School. And all the way through university, you have teachers that come in there. They might not say, hey, I'm giving a speech, but technically you are, because you are explaining, you are teaching, and you are actually using textbooks. So you can see how those two always go together. And it is an overlooked thing by many of our professionals, because we think it's either one or the other, but we like to say it's both this and that, neither one or the other. We like to put things together. So I have found it very, very beneficial to be able to speak and to be able to write. Now, we have shared with you how to write and publish your book. This weekend, of course, is big here in the valley where I'm at. We're going to be in McAllen, and we're going to be actually hosting a book writing and publishing workshop on Sunday from 2 to 6 p.m., 4 hours workshop, where we're going to actually help professionals. We're going to help ministry leaders. We're going to help people who have businesses to be able to take their knowledge and expertise and package them in a book. But one of the key components of the training, though, is how do we take this book and do more with it? We don't want you, many speakers, authors fall down or fail on the aspect of, after the book is written, now what do I do with it? And so we know that you need to do a lot of marketing, but one of the ways is we believe in leveraging it into other products, programs, and services as a escalating kind of product suite, right? So, for example, that example means, for example, you take, you have the Apple Watch, you have the Apple iPod, you have the iPad, and you have the PC and all of that. You see, it's an escalating thing, even in price. So sometimes they're small and they go too big. So you can do that. It's kind of like when you go to the restaurants also, right? You go there, you get a small fries, and then they're going to upsize you to the drink and the upsize you to the fries. That's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Add-on products and services. So that's what your book can do. And speaking is helping you to get your message out there. Now, if you have not been invited to speak or cannot get speaking engagement, trust me, you are in for a blessing today. So let me give you a little bit of my experience. So as you know, I'm the author now of 11 books. I've published 11 books now. And so what we do is we don't only just publish the books, they're in courses, they're in coaching programs, consulting programs, and also speaking engagements. So that's what I want you to do today, because I believe this is one of the ways that you will help to sell more books, and touch more lives and even make a greater impact in the sense of both in income, and you have impacting the lives of multiple people rather than just the community or the room that you are actually serving. So a book opens the door. We know that, right? A book establishes you as an expert. A book gives you credibility. A book can help you to become the voice of authority. A book can be able to create new business, new contracts, new clients, new whatever it is that you're looking for. You can actually use a book to be able to do just that. And so that's the secret that many professionals overlook it. So I get speaking engagements all the time. Matter of fact, I took vacation this summer, and part of my vacation was to speak. Imagine that, right? I'm already on vacation, but I had to go and do a weekend speaking engagement. And what did I speak about? Stuff that I write about, okay? So I've been invited many times to speak on my book. I've been invited to a private Christian university to speak on this, local professional organization to speak on this. There's another book here that I have, one that I just released, Power Pack Spiritual Affirmations for Women. And in my area coming up soon as well, I'm going to be the keynote speaker for a woman event, right? Again, I'm a gentleman, but I'm being invited to speak for this women's event as their keynote speaker because I have a book that is specifically geared towards women. And so what am I going to be speaking about? Well, they want me to come and speak about exactly what this book is all about. So that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Then I was able to speak at a church concerning this. I've spoken now at my own church with this. I've spoken to several other churches on this topic of winning now. How do you win mentally, spiritually, by implementing this one secret ingredient to instant success in all areas of your life? So I was invited to speak, but I was able to speak on my book. And while I'm there, I'm able to give away this book. And this weekend, of course, we'll be selling all of this stuff in the back of the room. So that's another way. That's another reason why you want to have speaking engagement. So let's just say hypothetically, you might want to try to sell 100 books on your own, and that probably might be challenging if you're not marketed. But if you are at a speaking engagement with 100 people, now the chances of selling those books go up, right? Not only that, but those people will take those books home and now they become word of mouth, or they will buy other programs of yours. So I'm going to share with you tonight, really, how do you use a book to book other speaking engagements? How do you use a book to book coaching clients or whatever it is that you're doing? How you can take that book to actually open more doors for you. So that's pretty much my foundation. What else have we used? So coaching clients again. Monetize Your Skills is really one of my best hard-hitting books right now. So we've getting coaching clients for this to help people write and publish their books, to help them create products, programs, and services, to do marketing program for them, and so forth and whatnot. So all of these are opportunities. This is what I'm saying is the road is broad and wide of what you can do when it comes to your book. Whatever your topic is, relationships, health, finances, spirituality, all of these things are avenues for you to get known. Again, here's the thing. Let's say, for example, there is an event planner who's putting on an event and they're looking for speakers. And let's say there are two speakers vying for the position of the keynote speaker. They are equal in credentials, they're equal in experiences, but one has a book and one does not. I would vouch to say that the one who has the book just had the upper edge on the other who doesn't, because when you have the book, you are perceived as the expert, as the one who is actually the authority, the voice in that particular subject matter. And so it is the same thing at universities, right? There are many professors, but when a professor is published, he or she is on a whole nother level than the other professors who have not yet published or have peer reviews and stuff like that. So this is why we want you now. We've shared with you over and over how to publish, how to write your books. And if you have not, done yours yet, then please make sure you go into Strategic Secrets University and enroll in Book to Business Bootcamp. Or if you're local, this Sunday, as we're saying, we hosted a free, by the way, this is free 4-hour workshop on how to write and publish your book. 3 months, you can actually get your books done. We have 3 more months in this year, but trust me, if you do what we tell you to do and follow the blueprint we give you, there's no way you cannot get your book done. If you implement, if you take action on what we teach on how to write and publish your book, trust me, it's going to be written. So now, let's just say, so I'm saying now, so if you haven't written a book yet, this is still good for you because this will help you to do something extra when your book is ready, right? And this should also give you motivation to get your book done because now you're leaving money on the table, right? Because let's just say hypothetically, we know, let's say in professionals, because it's all different. Professionals can get paid on the low end $2,500, $5,000, and more for a speaking engagement, right? So imagine if you haven't been speaking, then you're leaving money on the table. If you're a person of faith, then generally you can get whatever. I mean, people give donations and so forth when you do nonprofits or churches. So, but nonetheless, most speakers come in depending on the subject matter and for how long they're speaking, they make a lot of money. I mean, just last year we were looking to bring a speaker to do an event for us, and the speaker's fee alone was $10,000. All right, $10,000, and this is faith-based stuff now. $10,000 just for the speaker, and then their auxiliary fees, travel, transportation, lodging, food, was another $6,000. So that was $16,000 that was going just simply to the speaker. Now imagine if they only did 10 of those a year or one a month. That is a decent salary. We're looking at six figures pretty much, right? So I'm not saying they're in it for that, but it just shows you the possibilities. But much more when you have a book that you can, again, use in your speaking engagement or to book the speaking engagement, or while you're at the engagement, now you can sell more books rather than just simply trying to sell them one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay, that's what some of our students have done. You've seen the stuff, for example, Torres Montgomery. He sold in a very short time 1,100 copies of his book. And, you know, the way he did that was because he had several speaking engagements lined up, right? And so just one after the next, he went bam, 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 and he sold them at the table on the outside, or at the end of his speech, he is able to now sell a lot of copies of his books. So that is one of the best ways to get rid of a lot of books and also to sell your other programs. Okay, so how do you get it now? So I'm going to give you some strategies. Number one is, of course, basics. Make sure you have a good title and make sure it has some strategies and tips that people can use, 5 steps, 7 steps, whatever it may be. So again, that's part of the stuff we go through on how to write your book in a strategic way where you are, it's just a nice outline. It's a nice outline that people can follow. So if they read it, they actually got some help. Not like, hey, I went through this book and I'm lost. It's written in such a way where the tips are simple. They can implement 1 or 2 strategies and get results. Now they want you to give them more. That's why they will come now to listen to your talk or take your course or want to be coached by you because they like what they saw in your book. So make sure you have a nice cover design, all of that, because we are presenting now. We want your book to be the thing that gets you in, not to get you dismissed. Because if you send them a book, it's shoddy, it was not edited, the cover is not well designed, they might look at it and say, well, we don't want this person because they're already showing us that they're not professional. So that's why, first of all, make sure it's a good book. So we are taking all those things to be basic, okay, that you've done all of that. If you have a good book, you can get booked, okay? So now, first thing, you want to find the industry that you are going to speak in. So if you are a healthcare professional, you're going to be dealing with, healthcare stuff. If you are a ministry leader, a pastor, missionary, Bible teacher, anything along those lines, then you are in the faith-based or spirituality or even nonprofit arena. Okay, but of course, if you have a subject on, if you've written a book on finances or business, then of course, you can morph on that. If you have a book on relationships, then those are the kind of organizations that you're looking for to pitch your book. So several places. One, you can do churches. Churches actually need multiple speakers, not just only on spirituality, but churches are very good when it comes to health. They need health talks, they need health lecturers, health presentation. They need people to come and talk about relationships. It's a very, very big one. Trust me, if you have a book that can help people with their marriage or parenting, children, anything along those lines, churches are a great place to get booked. Then nonprofits. Non-profit organization, you may think, oh, it's a non-profit and they might not have funds. Of course they do have funds, because that's one of the ways they also raise money. So for example, if they're doing a fundraising event on women who are facing abuse, for example, and you have a book about abuse, guess what, that's the place you want to be. You want to speak for that non-profit event or conference that they're going to be having. For example, like I said, I am speaking for a women's conference. It's not my conference, it's somebody else's conference. They are specifically dealing with empowering women. Okay. And it's a ministry. So I am the speaker for that, though again, I am not, that's not my main thing. But I have a book that specifically addresses some of these things. And so therefore, I was one of the main candidates to be able to become the keynote speaker for that event. Okay. Conferences, workshops, another thing you can do. Monetize Your Skills Academy. That's how I got to speak for the National Hispanic Professional Organization in my community. Okay, is Monetize Your Skills. They got a copy of my book, and then I was able to now be invited to be the speaker. So conferences, retreats. Retreats are another thing. In about 2 weeks, my wife and I are going to San Antonio, and we will be the speakers for a weekend event at a church. Now, this church, they do an annual retreat for families. And so we are the speakers. And guess what? This one is interesting because we have a book that's not published yet. So, but that's the content that we're going to be teaching there. It is a future book. It's going to come out soon. Okay. Well, I've been saying it's coming out soon for that one in particular. But, I have my main niche. I try to branch out in other areas from time to time. But nonetheless, that speaking engagement, again, is helpful for us because we get to practice our content, hone our content. And again, they're paying for our lodging. They're paying for us to come there in the sense of transportation and all of these things. So we are just going to share. And so that's what we say. We get an opportunity for an entire weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We get 3 days of impacting lives. That's what we're talking about. So by doing that now, when we finish with that, don't you think, well, provided we do a good job, don't you think that other people now will begin to spread the word and say, hey, and now their audience, because I haven't spoken with them before, their audience now, that audience now becomes my audience, and they get to spread my stuff. Maybe there might be other families say, I need you to come to my place as well. Or I need you, and now they also get in touch with my other books because they're going to see, of course, my family thing that I have. But like I said, that book is not even necessarily ready, though we probably might have some print out just even with the raw stuff. But I'm saying while we're there, we're going to have other books, and now our message goes further. Who knows, maybe they might even give it to somebody and tell another pastor or another ministry leader, hey, you need to bring this guy and because he did an awesome job, and here's his book on X, Y, and Z. So retreats, conferences, workshops, seminars, trade shows, all of these, you want to find the event planners in your community and go there and send them a free copy of your book if you have to. Alrighty? One of the things I do locally is I go to networking events. Case in point, about maybe I think a week and a half to 2 weeks ago, there was at the McAllen Convention Center here, there was a business expo. And I went there with another colleague of mine, Mike Wilson of CM Institute Leadership. We shared a booth together, but I was there present. And as it were, that's an opportunity to network. So you want to network in your city, right? Network with the things that are going on that are applicable to your business, your ministry, whatever it is that you are doing, your nonprofit. So if they have get-togethers on donations or other things, let's just say again that you're dealing with women issues, you go to those things. Children issues, you go there. If you're a teacher, you go to those teaching events. If you are a doctor, you go hang out with other physicians. So that way you are communicating and you are letting people know what you have. Now, here is our secret. One of the things I told you before is that for me, we really don't do much of the business card stuff. Our book is our business card. So when I go to the networking events and when I go to other events, I'm taking my book. That's what I'm saying. I do give away a lot of books. I probably might have even given away, as far as locally, more books than have sold locally. Because everywhere I go, I give away books at church. Sometimes I keep 1 or 2 copies in my car. I just give stuff away. Last week, I did a 1-week seminar at my church and I was giving away books. My wife sometimes gets, it's like, hey, you giving away everything. What's going on? But I know that these are opportunities. That's how I do my thing. Because again, in each book, as for me, as the author and the owner of the product, it only costs me about $2 and something cents. If it's a big book like Monetize Your Skills, it's about 200 and some pages, then that's about $4 and something cents. But here's the thing. If I give away 10 copies of this book, even this one, right? 10 times 4, let's just say $4 even, is just $40. But if out of that I even get one speaking engagement to speak to even 40 people, and they pay me for that, or I go and do it for free. But while I do it for free, guess what? If I'm able to enroll 10 people or even 4 people in Monetize Your Skills Academy, which is a $500 price point, then 4 times 5 is $2,500. So was it worth it giving away 10 copies of my book for $40 so that I can be able to get even one speaking engagement? Now remember, if it's you, you're getting paid for the speaking engagement one, and while you're there, you're selling your other products, programs, and services. Do you see the strategy here? Do you see the strategy here? Okay. So I'm sharing with this with you so you can open your mind, because it's a blessing and you can do more things. Case in point, let's see, I think is last year or year before, I went to a Christian university to speak. I was invited a keynote speaker and the trainer. It was both, right? So I spoke as the keynote speaker, and then afterwards we had workshops, and I was leading one of the workshops. But then it was on this, how to monetize your skills. Now, I went there for free. They paid my travel and so forth. I did not charge them to speak, okay? Because most of the times that's my rule too. When it's the nonprofit and causes that I'm already involved in or things that I like, I generally don't charge a fee sometimes. But most other times, especially when in businesses, I do charge. But it's up to you. It's again, we're telling you to charge because again, this is your life and this is what you got to do. But for me, if they at least cover my transportation, lodging, and those things, I'm fine because I know when I get there, I'm going to actually make more money than even the host, generally speaking. So when I went there again, case in point, like I said, they charge attendees tickets. They did all of that. But when I got there now, here's the thing. This is the blessing. So, of course, I got people to enroll in my course. I was able to sell books, and I ended up making more money than the event coordinator. But even with that, I took 100% of the funds that were raised there, for the enrollments, and I gave them to a nonprofit, one of the nonprofit organizations. So that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. So that's my opportunity now to make a lasting impact, fund other people's dreams and my own, because that ministry was going to, I think, Kenya, Africa at the time, to do some work. So the monies that were raised from my products and programs, I was able to give it to them to what? To bless other people. You see the impact. So that's what we're talking about. When you speak using your book, you are able to increase your income and you're able to increase your impact. See what I'm saying? So again, how did I do that? I went there, I spoke to those students. Guess what? That itself was impacting them. But the impact was leveraged multiple fold because they paid to be there for one, so they invested in themselves. But the fees that we were able to raise there by having them enroll in Monetize Your Skills Academy, now we can use that money to fund missions and ministry projects overseas and different places. It could have been right there. It doesn't matter. I'm just showing you. But when these gentlemen went over now to Kenya that Christmas, guess what? They were able to do so much. They impacted hundreds of lives. So imagine that from one simple speaking engagement, we were able to impact hundreds of lives. You can do it for thousands of lives. That's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. So if I only allow myself to just sell the books and never take up advantage of the other opportunities, then I would also be leaving impact on the table and leaving income on the table, meaning that I would impact less people, right? Now, of course, your book can be read all over the world. Mine's are. But I'm saying when I go speak to a couple of hundreds of people, that now becomes a cascading effect, right? And so that's what we are talking about here. So those are the strategies. So what you want to do, again, give away some of your books, order some of your books for free. If you're in business, then consider it as a business expense because it is. But I'm telling you, it is more effective than business cards. Now, I'm not down in business cards for those who still use them, but let me tell you this. I went to many networking events in my local community. And let me tell you it, no one has ever contacted me from a car. No one. Okay. Now, again, partly because I don't carry much, but I'm just saying in general, I have other people who said nobody contact them either because everyone is there to give their thing. Nobody's really there to receive. You see what I'm saying? So, but here's the thing. When I went to the business networking event that the Chamber of Commerce was having 2 weeks ago, thereabout, all the cards, they're right here. Actually, they're still on the floor right here. You can't see them because I'm trying to get my stuff together for this weekend. So, but I took all those people and I was able to put them in my email database and I sent them invitation to this workshop, this 1 day workshop that we have in on Sunday. Okay, so I'm just telling you though, but your book is hard for people to put down. Not only that, but you give it to key strategic people. So one of the people I had given my book to at one of the, I guess, earlier networking events I did in my community was Erica Nino, which she herself became a partner that I helped her to publish her book. But she was able to take my book, Monetize Your Skills, and give it to someone else who invited me to speak at a professional organization. Now, again, at that organization, they invited me to speak about what? To speak about the book. I spoke. Again, I didn't even charge them. This was a professional one, so this is business now. I should have charged, but I didn't. I didn't charge them because I know how this thing works. I've seen it work for many others, and I know this is one of our recipes. So you can charge because you should already, because you want to get that commitment up front. But there are many ways to monetize. Some ways, sometimes, if they're not, for example, going to pay you, what you can do is you tell them, make sure you have actually buy a copy of my book for every single attendee. See that? See how that can help you right there? So now you sold a whole lot of copies right there. Especially this works good for schools because the kids are not going to pay you. If it's a general, let's say elementary school or high school, most likely the kids are not going to pay you. But what you can do is, first of all, the school, they normally have student services, they have funds. But if they don't, I'm saying, and you're doing it as a charitable deed, but you can still say one of the things that you're going to do as, as the coordinator or booking me is you need to buy